Where else in the world have you had hot pot where they have 16 different flavors of Häagen-Dazs ice cream? So tender. Wow, nice and cold, refreshing. I'm in Taipei, Taiwan, a city with some of the best Asian food in this world, just a few short steps from where I could be standing at any random location at any point in time. When you think of Taiwan, there are so many different iconic foods that come to mind, from street foods such as stinky tofu, to comfort foods such as braised beef noodle to lo rufan. The list can go on, but no list is complete until you add Taiwanese hot pot into the mix. Well, tonight, we're actually going to one of countless hot pot options in the city, but from what I've been told is one of the most popular amongst Taiwanese, offering some of the highest quality ingredients. Are you ready to see what the hype is all about? If so, come along with me and stick to the end. Okay guys, so the restaurant that we're actually going to is called Mala Hot Pot Plus in the A13 building of the Xinyi shopping district. There's multiple locations, but from what I've been told, this is probably one of the more popular ones because if you're lucky enough, you can actually get seating right beside Taipei 101 or views of Taipei 101. It's a very big shopping district. The buildings are a little confusing, but they're all typically labeled with main numbers. Okay, sorry, right when you walk into this Mala Hot Pot Plus, you smell the aroma of all the broths, seasonings, and meats that are already kind of filling the air from other tables that are already seated. And if you like to drink alcohol, the price that you pay for the food also includes unlimited alcoholic beverages as well. So as I'm making my way through, you can see there's various items like your sauce bars, your different ice creams. What I've been told, they actually have 14 different flavors of ice creams that you can choose from as your dessert after you finish your main meal. So it's really, really nice. Different lot of options for kids as well. So, or if you like desserts, hey, it's always good to end hot pot with some ice cream. So here we are. There's the various beverages that you can help yourself to. Like I mentioned, there's soda pop, there's juices, there's alcoholic beverages as well, which I believe they offer wine and traditional Taiwanese beer. So we're looking forward to that. So in the back of the kitchen here, you have the butchers just slicing away with these meat slicers, the various cuts of meat that people are ordering, and they're serving them up on these black platters and then just taking them straight to your table. So it's actually really, really cool. This is where all the action is. So this table right here is probably the best seat in the house because you have a view of Taipei 101. It's a little bit glary right now in the evening, but if you come here during the daytime, you will have crystal clear window views of Taipei 101. So if you do come, try and ask for this table. Love hot pot. I love the variety of options for sauces, but one of the things I always struggle with is trying to figure out exactly what is the perfect blend of sauces for my taste, right? So you almost have to like kind of experiment to figure out what suits your taste buds. There is no preset recipes. I have seen some hot pot restaurants actually kind of give you a starter kit to go with, right? But it really is up to your preference. And it's just really a matter of trial and error. So that's one of the challenges that you're gonna have to work through if you ever come to this location and many other hot pot locations here in Taiwan or in different parts of the world. If you've had it before, you know what I talk about. And then just to kind of give you an idea of the quality of the meats that they have in storage that they're serving up to the customers, here is a cold storage refrigerator that they have various Wagyu beef cuts that are just shrink wrapped and ready to go. But this is very nice to kind of see what type of meat quality that you're being served up and what you're getting for your money. So when you first get seated, the server who's helping you at your table is actually going to ask you one of the very first things is what type of broth do you want? And they typically serve you with one of those hot pots that's split right down the middle where you can choose up to 2 different broths. So we went with the collagen hot pot for our beauty. And then the second option we went with is the wine chicken hot pot broth. So they have other options like a vegetable-based broth if you're a vegetarian. They also offer the traditional malas, which is very spicy, Szechuan style type of broth itself. That's not our preference, so we went with some of the more basics. Where you really get the most flavor when eating hot pot, if you didn't already know, is in the sauces. Like any typical hot pot place, you're gonna have a sauce bar where you can choose, mix your own concoctions of sauces to dip your meats in and vegetables in, and that's what really makes the hot pot. Another thing I noticed about this restaurant is like the ambiance is pretty spectacular. Like when you first walk in, I mean, very, very clean, very, very nice. I can imagine with some of all these flowers stapled to the wall that people come here just for Instagram photos or something along that line. But not only from what I heard is the food is really good, but the ambience is actually very, very nice to be at as well. So we're looking forward to eating this food. We actually ordered our food. You order through a QR code that takes you to an online menu, and it is an all-you-can-eat place. Of course, you can actually dine in for 2 hours. Last call is about 30 minutes before your final end time, and you can order from 3 different sets of menus. So they have one that's the standard meats or certain price, and then a medium grade, which is premium cut meats with some seafood, and then there's the highest tier and all the different seafood options. I believe the difference between the top tier and the mid tier is just your preference for seafood. So we went with the mid tier because we don't really care for that much seafood. For us, mid tier is perfect. We're just here for the meat, we're here for the beef and the Wagyu. And as you can see, we're just letting that broth simmer away to soften up those vegetables before we dip the meats in. It is just delivering another platter of meats that we've ordered. All right, there we go. All right, so our broth is simmering and it's actually ready for some of the meats. We're gonna start off with this flank beef that looks like beef bacon, and then there's some Wagyu beef here that we're gonna start with first. So let's go ahead and kind of swish this around. There we go. You just kind of squish it around and it cooked very, very fast. While we're doing that, we're actually putting some of this beef bacon onto this side. This side on the right is actually the wine chicken flavored broth, and on the left is the collagen flavor. So what you do is you just kind of, you can see the meat cooks so fast because it's so thin. The broth is simmering hot. Give this collagen side a little bit of love from all that beef juices. All right, so the first batch of meat that we put in is actually ready to go. This is actually one of those Wagyu pieces, but we're gonna dip it into the sauce I went and made.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good, but I was actually expecting that beef to be a little bit more tender. A little bit chewy, but let me try one of those beef flanks. Get all that good sauce soaking up that meat. A lot more tender than the first bite. I like that one. That beef flank, actually really, really good. I just call it the beef bacon moving forward. All right, so in addition to meats, we also ordered some additional side items like beef balls, fish balls, shrimp balls with different types of stuffing, cheese balls, right? So one of these balls here actually has cheddar cheese that melts as it's actually boiling in the hot broth. So you gotta be very, very careful when you're eating this to, again, not scorch yourself. Wow, you can see that steam coming out from the outside layer, so you imagine how hot the inside is gonna be. So I gotta be very, very careful. Maybe just nibble it a little first. Oh yeah, you can see all that. Oh yeah, that's really, really hot. Okay. First impressions, just taking a little nibble. That's cheese for sure, but there's like a mixture of lobster meat shreds or some shrimp paste that they put in there because it's got a very, very shrimpy taste to that cheese that's oozing out of this little ball right here, this little dumpling. I'm gonna let that cool down a little bit and just kind of pop the whole thing in my mouth. Oh yeah. Very, very good. Can't eat too much of that, that'll fill you up quick. So I'm gonna save my appetite for all the meat. So this cut here is actually the boneless chuck short rib. I believe this is gonna be quite tender, so dip a little bit of that sauce. That one's really good, very, very tender. We're just letting this broth kind of simmer away. So now there's actually certain items that we ordered from the menu that you want to wait and let simmer for at least a good hour, like taro, fresh taro, and then some corn on the cob, which is going to just soak in all those flavors towards the end. So I went and helped myself to some of that Taiwan beer. Now the Taiwan beer, this is the first time I actually had it on this trip. Never had it before. I've been to Taiwan a few times. It's actually very, very light, like a lager. And I'm not a big beer drinker, but something about just having beer with hot pot, it's like the perfect match if you can handle alcohol. Here we go. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Wow, nice and cold, refreshing. Very, very good. So we're gonna go for the rest of this Wagyu that we ordered. Just kind of polish it off. It wasn't our most favorite cuts, but we gotta eat it. Yeah, you can already see all the fats from the beef floating to the surface, and that's what's gonna give you all the healthy flavor towards the end. If you want to cook some ramen in that, yeah, that's going to be very, very good. All right, that one came out piping hot, so I'm going to dip it right in, go for the kill. now is a lot more tender. Still not as tender as that beef bacon, but pretty good overall. All right, we gotta get through that. We're ordering some more additional meat. All right, so we actually made some progress on the meat, but we're gonna go into some of the seafood items that we ordered as well. So this is actually a shrimp paste dumpling that they're gonna put into the broth here. And as you can see, we also ordered some big prawns as well and some scallops. Yeah, here's our second round of beef that we ordered. If you're a seafood lover, this is definitely a place to come as well because there's a huge variety of seafood. Like I said, we went with the mid tier, but if you went to top tier, you actually get more than just shrimp. You get scallops, you get abalone, a whole bunch of other items. And we actually ordered some shrimp that we've been cooking into the broth, and it's actually quite ready. So you can tell when the shrimp is ready by the tail being curled. Let's go for the head juice first. Oh, it's kind of splattering a little bit. All right, here we go. The shrimp. Go for the head fat. Wow. I think it's like the insides of a crab. Like a mini lobster tail. With that sauce, but the shrimp itself is naturally very, very sweet. That was very, very good. Next item I'm gonna go for is one of these tempuras. These are typically one of my most favorite side items to add into a hot pot. Oh. Now that's gonna be drenched with flavor. Bouncy and chewy, just like a giant rice cake noodle. So tender. That is more than cooked. That's been in there for a long time as well. Ooh, that's very hot. Oh, you can still taste some of the sweetness in that corn. You can taste the broth as well, but oh, that's a good mix. Very, very good. So we finished up the main meal, and as full as I am, I actually have to make space for ice cream. Where else in the world have you had hot pot where they have 16 different flavors of Häagen-Dazs ice cream? It's like an ice creamery within the hot pot restaurant itself, which is kind of get two in one, right? If you're an ice cream lover, dessert lover, and you have space for it after going through a huge pile of meats and all the other foods that they serve up to you, this is the place to be. Dig into some of that strawberry cheesecake first. Yummy. Try some of that raspberry mango as well. Yummy. Now I'm not sure what this Hall of Fame or Starboard is, but I believe these are probably local celebrities, famous or big names in Taiwan that have eaten here. Yeah, this place is actually quite popular, and I think it's well deserved because the food was actually really, really good. All right, guys, so that was very, very good. It was called Mala Hot Pot Plus in A13 here in the Xinyi shopping district. They have multiple locations. I would say come here with a very, very big appetite. It is an all-you-can-eat place. They do limit you to 2 hours of eating time. Last call is about 30 minutes before your wrap-up time. Get your money's worth. The highlight for me was obviously some of the cuts that were more on the very tender bacony side, beef flank bacon, and the galbi short cut itself, right? I really enjoyed those cuts. Depends what you like. They can serve you pork meat, beef meat, they have seafood, and if you like ice cream, this is the place to go. In Taiwan, Taipei City itself, there are plenty of hot pot places to go. You can find anyone that's gonna be very good. What makes the meat really is gonna be the sauce that you make. But this place, if you want good, clean, quality service, definitely come here. If you enjoyed today's content, do me a favor, click the like button. If you want to follow us on our food and travel journey, subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, have a good night, bye-bye.